talk about application aware enterprise firewall. What you see in the diagram here are the side 3 and side 4. Each side will have zone A and zone B represents VPN 1 and VPN 100. And VH3 and VH4 here will have dual circuit to MPLS internet. We're gonna apply our zone-based policy telnet SSH. We're gonna drop all traffic that is telnet port TCP23, and we're gonna inspect all traffic for SSH TCP22. So let's do this lab really quick. So first we'll create is a centralized policy. Let's add policy. As with before, we have added side 3 and side 4. Let's click next. Add our custom tab topology. We're going to say export topology. And we'll first add our TLOC. A TLOC with side TLOC. We're going to accept everything from side 3. And we're going to accept everything from side 4. That's our TLOC secret root. Next, we'll add a root. What I want to do here is to accept all the root from the VPN 1 and we're going to export it to our VPN 100, which are in Firewall, that's zone B. Let's save it. We're linking the routes between VPN 1 and VPN 2. This time, we're going to accept our route from the VPN 100, and we're going to export it to VPN 1. So I'll make sure VPN 1 and VPN 100 will have each other's route. Let's take our diagram really quick. The right link is a VPN 100, and yellow is VPN 1. So let's take a look. We add 3 before we apply the policy. So show IP route VPN 1. We can see a lot of route, and that's all a lot of route from VPN 1 itself. Show IP route VPN 100, and those routes don't appear in the VPN 1 routing table. So these two routes are basically VPNs are basically separate. What these topology we're gonna do, we're gonna leak the routes between VPN 1 and VPN 100. So let's save the control policy. Okay, that's our export topology. We're gonna have it here. Next, we're gonna apply the policy name. Let's say policy 1. So for this topology, we're gonna apply to inbound. That's for the inbound. Only to side 3 and side 4. Click Add and save the policy. I'm gonna activate the centralized policy we just created. the policy being applied, then we're going to take a look at VH3 as an example and show IP route VPN 100. Let's see if VPN 1 routes have been leaked to the VPN 100 routing table. And it did. We're seeing the VPN 100 got all routes from VPN 1. The routes are only from VH3 and VH4, side 3 and side 4 got it leaked to VPN 100. So let's take a look at VPN 1. And it looks like the VPN 1 routing table has got our routes from VPN 100 also. We're seeing this route. So the next, we're gonna actually go to security. We're gonna apply our security policy. But before that, we're going to define our zones. New zone list. We're going to say zone A. That's for zone VPN 1. Add another zone. Zone B. I'm going to say 100. This time we have defined zone A and zone B for VPN 1 and 100. And go back to security and add a security policy. What we're going to do is custom and proceed. We're going to add a firewall policy. The policy name we're going to say that's telnet SSH. We're going to add a zone pairs. Zone pair with zone 1 to destination zone 1 and zone B to destination zone B. And we're going to add the direction is zone A to zone B. And also we're going to add a zone B to zone A. So that's it. We have 4 directions. Intra zones, zone A, zone B. Inter zones, zone A to zone B to zone A. So save. We're going to add a sequence rule. So we're going to say any traffic go to telnet TCP port 23. The action is to job. I'm going to log it and save the action. The second, let's say any port to SSH TCP 22. We want to inspect. Save. So this time we have matching conditions for telnet and SSH. Telnet we're going to drop and log it. For SSH we're going to just inspect. That's how we're going to do. For the directions between the zones, interzone, intrazone, save this firewall policy. Let's move on next, and next. For secure policy or sec policy, and that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna save the policy. Now we're gonna apply to our device template. We'll find our device template. We add a single device template. Edit. Go to additional template. Secure policy. Choose our firewall policy. Click update. And sure, we're gonna apply these 2 devices, VH3 and VH4. Now the secure policy has been applied. to vEdge3 and vEdge4. Then I'm going to hop on over to vEdge3 and show run policy to see what has been applied in CLI. It's exactly what we defined. We defined the zone, VPN, mapping, and we defined zone pairs. And we defined a zone-based policy for SS and Telnet. And D4 will be denied. Just go to a diagram again, take a look. We're gonna do a first testing is to test our telnet from a rootback 1 to the same zone, the rootback interface 15.15.15.15 in the other side from a VRS 13 to VRS 15. That's the same zone telnet. So let's go over to iOS 13 inside 3. Get the telnet 15 to 15. Source interface, look back 1. And it looks like it timed out. What I want to check is to show policy. I'm going to show GBFW, zone-based firewall filter, GBFW, policy counter. You will see a sequence 1 has logged some packets. So sequence 1 is action drop according to our zone-based policy. It's been dropped and been logged, all packet. So let's first test telnet inter zone cross site for telnet is denied. What if we were gonna to make some other telnet to from zone 1 to zone 100 cross site? We're gonna telnet zone B interface IP on the iOS 15 in side 4. From side 3, we're gonna make that telnet. So this connection also timed out. We're gonna move on to our VHC and see the counters. The counters have been increased, doubled. That means the telnet, cross-site telnet, cross-zones telnet has been denied and been logged in a zone-based firewall counter. And the next interesting testing will be the same drawer, but we're gonna use SSH. To do that, we're going to make sure my SS source interface will be our loopback 1. And I'm going to make SSL to the loopback interface in zone A in the side 4, the other side. So let's go on, and SSH has been successfully logged on. We're going to put a password and type in who. We are logging with our source interface, loopback 1 in zone A to the zone A cross-site to the zone 4. This is the other loopback in zone 4. Inside 4, zone A is an intra-zone connection for SSH. Let's see if the packet got inspect. They inspect first packet and log the here. For SSH, take a look again. The counter sequence 11 is matching for SSH, and the action is inspect. All right, let's exit our session back to iOS 13, and we're going to make another SSH connection. For SSH, I'm going to log in to the VPN 100 interface in the other side zone 4. And also gonna put the password and show who is logging with the same loopback 1 IP, and we're logging into iOS 15 in the other zone IP, and it's cross site from site 3 to site 4. Exit that, and we're gonna show our contract again and expect the second packet, cross site packet for SSH.